Caps and gowns, excited crowds, and high school diplomas. Tonight on Real School, we're introducing you to the class of 2018. From the ceremonies celebrating their success and to the moment they crossed the stage, we're honoring their remarkable achievements. Keep watching as we salute these seniors in a special report. And our school board has named their pick for the next superintendent of Duval County Public Schools. In a moment, we're introducing you to Dr. Diana Green. Learn more about the leader board members believe can lead this district into even greater success. Plus, he made his debut on national TV hanging on a wire. Coming up, meet the Duval County educator who landed a guest spot on The Ellen Show. Learn why his above and beyond work ethic is putting him in the spotlight, both on TV and in the classroom. We've got these stories and so much more. Real School starts now.
Thousands of students and thousands of new beginnings. We begin tonight with an important milestone in any academic journey, graduation. Welcome to a new episode of Real School. I'm Will Nowak. Thanks for joining us. Believe us when we say it was a sight to see. We're talking about commencement ceremonies like this, all before crowds eager to see our seniors take those monumental steps across the stage and into some very bright futures. You're looking at video from Andrew Jackson High School's commencement ceremony at the University of North Florida Arena. All very special moments we know were a lifetime in the making. And for that, we say congrats to all of our seniors, and thanks to all who helped them along the way. For many of these seniors, the pomp and circumstance began well before graduation. It was all thanks to a new tradition, quickly taking root in our high schools. Real School reporter Latia Hester joins us with the fun footage.
Will, just imagine all of the fanfare of an athletic event, but with the academic flair. Just trading sports for the scholastic. You've got Academic Signing Day.
Please welcome the future members of the United States Marines.
I'd say this was a pretty grand entrance. One after another, scores of seniors were welcomed in to be sent out in style. From FSCJ to UNF, Bethune-Cookman to FSU, the Army, the Navy, and much more. These Academic Signing Day ceremonies were all about recognizing students with plans to attend college, trade school, or enlist in the military. The idea behind these events is to celebrate seniors the same way athletes are celebrated at their own signing day ceremonies. Balloons, big crowds, banners, and all. But instead of announcing which school they're playing sports for, students get to share their post-secondary plans with the community. And if you ask us, they're all announcements worthy of a big celebration. As we traveled from school to school, we couldn't help but notice each event was special in its own way. But what they all had in common was a lot of pride for their students and for their successes. Take, for instance, Inglewood High School. Leaders and partners handed out awards to seniors recognizing everything from scholarships, GPAs, and to outstanding academic achievements. They even had this special moment honoring students who overcame tough circumstances in order to graduate. Over at Rains High School, it was a special guest speaker with words of wisdom for the students. When she wasn't busy encouraging the crowd was busy cheering everyone else on. And you know, these schools really couldn't host an Academic Signing Day without, well, having their students sign something. For most schools, that was a big banner, and with the help of a little video magic, you can see all of the action for yourself. Pretty neat, right? Guys, we're so proud of each and every one of you. To the class of 2018, congratulations and good luck. Did you know that Academic Signing Day began under the former First Lady Michelle Obama? It's true that schools across the country love it so much because they are keeping this tradition alive. For Real School, I'm Latia Hester. Back to you.
Thanks, Latia. And in the spirit of celebrating such an exciting school year, we want to revisit some of our top milestones. Keep watching because in just a few minutes, we're bringing you our year in review, highlighting some of our favorite moments and memories of the year. You don't want to miss it right here on Real School. It's probably not news to you that our school district has its own police department, with officers tasked with patrolling our schools. But starting next school year, the force will be expanding, bringing added protection to our youngest students. Real School anchor Gracie Marsh has the scoop and joins us in the studio with more.
Will, in the words of our police chief, we're talking about an extra set of eyes and ears in each of our elementary schools. They'll be vetted, hired, and trained for one reason, to keep our students safe. If you've been to any of our schools, chances are you've seen the squad cars and you've seen the officers, members of the Duval County Public Schools Police Department. But come this fall, expect to see a new set of employees within the department and within our schools. They'll be called School Safety Assistants. And if you ask our Chief of Police how he describes them,
this is a position that in law enforcement I see as a force multiplier, and it will also give us a resource that now will be trained to be able to deal with an active shooter if an active shooter come on our campus.
As it stands, our police department has school resource officers permanently stationed at all of our middle and high schools. Those same officers are assigned to 2 to 4 elementary schools for regular security checks. But through this new position, someone will be permanently stationed at every elementary school. They won't be officers, but armed staff who will have received the training necessary to protect our students.
We certainly made a decision that we would not arm our school staff, our teachers and or school staff, but we can certainly provide someone on the campus whose primary responsibility is to be aware of these kind of situations. If, God forbid, there's some active shooter.
The new position comes as a result of the requirements outlined in the Senate Bill 7026, also known as the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act. Before they are placed in our schools, they must go through extensive training. That includes firearms training, defensive tactics, active shooting, training in legal issues, cultural diversity, and additional training as mandated by our police department. At just over 200 hours, Chief Edwards says this training not only exceeds the state's requirements, it also exceeds that of a licensed armed security guard.
If you look at a licensed armed security guard in the state of Florida, that individual only has 68 hours of training. And these individuals will have more than that 68 hours of training. They will be receiving ongoing training, the same similar training that my officers receive.
Each candidate will also go through a vetting process that includes drug testing, a psychological exam, a background check, even talking to neighbors. And when it comes to being interviewed, elementary principals and other district staff will also be part of the process.
I feel very comfortable and confident that these individuals will serve us well.
And in the end, it's that service to our students, staff, and our schools that remains the focal point of this new position.
The priority is our students' safety. It truly is. Academic achievement and performance is what we want to happen, but if the students are not safe, then, that won't happen.
Of course, there are requirements to apply to this position. That includes being at least 21, having a high school diploma or equivalent, a valid driver's license, and a valid concealed weapons permit. They're looking to fill these positions soon, so you want to apply this month. You can learn more by visiting our website. For Real School, I'm Gracie Marsh. Back to you.
Thanks, Gracie. For our next story, it was the fate of the city put in the hands of 20+ middle schoolers, and we were on scene for all the action. Don't believe us? Just watch for yourself. Here's Real School reporter Olivia Harris with the story.
Will, at the end of the day, it's all about stretching our imagination. What if our middle school students had to save the city? Would they have what it takes? Check out this new video and we'll let you be the judge. Here at the Jacksonville Public Library, the impending challenge is a big, bad monster named Jackzilla. In order to protect the city from total destruction, these students have been tasked with coming up with a plan to save the day from scratch.
One of the big things that we like to instill in students is creativity and being able to be given a challenge and create something from scratch.
I'm sure you've already figured out that this is a completely fictitious scenario. But what's totally true is that these 6th and 8th grade students from Grasp Academy put their skills to the test in the 2018 Jacksilla Hackathon. And even though the name hackathon may imply computers only, this isn't the case here. Students are using Legos, computer kits, blueprints, and good old-fashioned teamwork.
It's not just about the coding, which they are coding, but the other big challenge is the actual creation of the actual components of, part of the city, and that is really what we're looking for.
So what are these students doing? They're seeing how many challenges they can complete in a 2-hour time frame. That includes building houses, creating intersections, programming traffic lights, and most importantly, gaining confidence.
So many times kids hear computer programming, it's intimidating. They think, oh my goodness, I need to learn how to program. I don't know how to program a computer. I'm not good at that. I can't do that. But when you take it into little bite-sized pieces like this, where they're using their hands and starting off with some small projects and then scaffolding to bigger ones, they gain a sense of, wow, this is something that I like. This is something that I can do.
Even though their tests were centered around STEM, leaders say some of the most important skills that these students will walk away with go beyond the books. For example, working under pressure.
That's a great thing to be able to know how to do later on in life, to be given something by your boss one day and then you have to figure that out and you have to be able to produce within a limited amount of time.
And you want to know another skill students are learning? Collaboration.
And I've really seen my students, as they've been forced to work with a partner or in a team or helping each other, they've blossomed. And overcoming those relational communication obstacles, they've gained a lot of skills in that.
Bottom line, leaders say the younger these students can start learning all of these skills, the better off they'll be.
They don't have everything, and they may not even have the knowledge to use everything, but they're collaborating together. They're grabbing what they each know, so they're utilizing engineering design process to make something that hasn't been made before, and that's what prepares them for jobs that don't exist yet.
At the end of the day, we can't forget that with events like these, students are having an absolute blast. Now, this was a competition with prizes up for grabs. A big congrats goes to students Owen Wrigley and Garrett Howley. They won a Chromebook and a Piper computer kit. Great work. For Real School, I'm Olivia Harris. Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. Coming up on Real School, she's a leader unanimously chosen to take the reins at Duval County Public Schools. We're talking about our board's pick for Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Diana Green. After the break, we're sharing some of her story, including her beginnings right here in Duval County. Plus, he's making a name for himself on national TV, but long before he was making waves on the small screen, he was changing lives in the classroom. He's Victor Crispin, the subject of this month's Teacher Feature. Keep watching to learn why his story had the producers of The Ellen Show calling. And it's been a year to remember here at Duval County Public Schools. In just moments, we're taking a look back, revisiting some of the year's biggest events. You'll want to stay tuned for a special report. Keep it right here. Real School will be right back.
I've always wanted to be a teacher since I was little. I'm happy to go to work.
I love my school, I love the people I work with. We've got each other's back and we can help each other out.
And the longer you work with people, they definitely become your family.
They are my family 5 days a week.
We're like a family.
The drive doesn't matter when you're going to hang out with your family and friends all day.
Find your family at the Duval County Public Schools Teacher Recruitment Fair, June 8th at the Prime Osborne. Register today at duvalschools.org.
Welcome back to Real School. She's been named as our school board's pick as our next superintendent of schools. Her name is Dr. Diana Green, and for her, coming here means coming full circle in her career. Dr. Green has most recently served as the superintendent of schools in Manatee County, which is on Florida's west coast. But her 30-plus year career as an educator actually began in Duval County, where she landed her first teaching job at Mammy Agnes Jones. Throughout her career, Dr. Green has held a number of positions ranging from assistant principal, and deputy superintendent. Board members say their hope is that contingent upon successful negotiations, Dr. Green can assume the position this summer. Congratulations! Now that the school year is over, we can't help but take a look back. New records, new accomplishments, all sure to be a great foundation for the next school year. Here's Real School reporter Joshua Oberes with our year in review.
Will, this year, the district did more than just break personal records. Our students set themselves apart on a national scale, proving once and for all that we are among the very best in the country.
Great year, first day.
Long before the school year began, Duval County Public Schools was already making the grade. That's because over the summer, we got word from the state that for the third year in a row, our district earned a B grade. What's more is that 89% of our schools had an A, B, or C grade, a big jump over the previous year. Among those were several schools that went up 2 or more letter grades, like Garden City Elementary's move from a D to a B, Henry Kite's move from a C to an A, and Andrew Jackson High School's move from a D to a B. Pretty amazing, right? Later in the year, we would also learn that the district hit a record graduation rate of 80.8%. It was another mile marker in what leaders say has been a steady increase in amazing academic achievements. And as if that wasn't enough good news for one school year, just wait. Test scores released by the National Assessment of Education Progress confirmed Duval County Public Schools as one of the highest performing urban school districts in the country. Data showed that when you compare Duval to 26 other large urban school districts, our fourth graders ranked #1 in math. That comes in addition to the other first, second, and third place rankings secured by our African American students, Hispanic students, and students with disabilities in other categories.
There you go.
In the district's continuing efforts to develop the whole child, we saw a lot of ribbon cuttings, like the opening of this Family Resource Center, a place for pediatric healthcare at Ribault High School, the establishment of student-run ViStar Credit Union branches at Mandarin and Fletcher High Schools, the celebration of the Johnson & Johnson Early College Academy of Advanced Manufacturing and Engineering at Inglewood, and the opening of a school-based clothing closet at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary. Without a doubt, we experienced a lot of really great moments, but that doesn't mean this year wasn't without its challenges. Hurricane Irma made a strong impact all across the district, but in the face of the storm, Duval came together to overcome a lot of challenges. So much so, the district was given this Courage in Crisis Award by the Council of Great City Schools. Going into the next school year, we know we have a lot to look forward to, and no matter what comes our way, we remain committed to our mission to provide educational excellence in every school, in every classroom, for every student, every day. And guys, school may be over, but the next school year is just around the corner. The first day of school will be Monday, August 13th, and I have a feeling it's going to be a great year. For Real School, I'm Joshua Oberis. Back to you.
Thanks, Joshua. Coming up after the break, we're going on a Real School Rewind. You'll want to join us as we take a look back at the last few seasons of the award-winning program. Plus, students and staff are singing praises for Victor Crispin. He's a civics teacher at the Bridge to Success Academy at West Jacks, and also the subject of this month's teacher feature. Keep watching to see why his amazing story is going beyond Duval and into the national spotlight. You don't want to miss it. Real School will be right back.
School was not important to me, and I didn't think it would matter. Skipping school, not coming to school, having bad grades. Honestly, I didn't care. I thought school was not meant for me. Coach Battle and Mrs. Turner, they're the biggest influence in my life. Sometimes when I miss school, Mr. Turner, he'll pick me up in the morning and take me to school. That's how they cared. I had to be more focused and be more serious about school because it'll take you far. I want to have a career. I think if I had a career, it'd make me a better person and figure out what I want to do with my life. After high school, I'm planning to go to Kaiser University and play basketball and study forensic investigations. So I'll be the first generation to go to college. Excitement and the courage, I'm proud to myself that I graduated and came through a lot. School was not important to me and I didn't think it would matter. But now I think school is very important and it'll change a lot of lives and turn your life around.
Welcome back to Real School. Not many teachers can say they've been celebrated on national TV, but that's a story for Victor Crispin, a first-year teacher who's made such an impact. He scored a spot and some cash on The Ellen Show. But if you ask him, he'll be the first to tell you that it was never about him, but about the kids. Here's his story in his own words.
Hello, I am Victor Crispin, a 7th grade civics teacher at Bristol Success Academy at West Jacks.
You're a civics teacher in Jacksonville, Florida, and you also mentor at-risk youth in your community.
Yes, ma'am.
I was absolutely astounded. I was really proud of him. I was like, go Mr. Crispin.
What do you love about it?
Seeing these students come in one way and seeing them leave another way is just tremendous.
Just like I said to the producers of The Ellen Show, he deserves it. Like so many other teachers that work here at the Bristol Success Academy.
The experience hasn't been for me. I've never made it about me, but looking into my kids' face, this is something they're going to have for the rest of their life. This is talking about the president and if I wanted to be a senator. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be on Broadway, I wanted to be a teacher, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be a politician. And I look back over my life and I've always worked with kids. I've always worked with students that's known as at risk, but like how we call it here at the Bridge, they're more at promise. And I just knew that this was the place for me as a first year teacher. And I would even consider myself at one point in time an at-risk student. And I had people in my life pouring into me constantly. And I know if they can have an impact on me, I can do the same for my students.
Part of the prayer is to have individuals like Mr. Crispin who come with a passion to serve. And he's a servant leader. But living the life that he's led has just truly the compassion that's needed to really not look at whatever their situations are, but just be whatever each individual student needs.
He does so much for the students. I remember when I first came here, I was really shy and I still wanted to sign up for SGA. He has pushed me all the time for days I didn't feel like doing anything or didn't feel like speaking in front of people. He helps me a lot.
So I was on Action News Jacks here for the project Boys to Gents, the prom experience project. And I just thought I was gonna be on the news, you know, trying to get a couple more sponsors to help out with the project. The lady that did Action News Jacks, Courtney Cole, she actually published it to Reddit. When I talked to the producer from Ellen, she said, yeah, I was just scrolling on Reddit. And I'm like, wait, she just said she did it. And she found the article. So honestly, to describe it, it literally was like favor. Out of 1 million articles, this lady scrolled upon me. The other teachers actually wrote into the show. At that point, like even in the dressing room, I had to tell them I had to walk away because I really almost cried, because not saying that I was too good enough to write in, but it's just like, it's so amazing that somebody found me out of 1 million. Seeing them grow tremendously, I've literally seen so much, and even without saying names, I know some of their personal situations and what they go through at home, and just watching them each day come in here, fight harder. I don't even think for me, some of the things they've told me, I would have been able to deal with that at my age. And knowing that they deal with that, they come in here each day, may not do as well as the data of the state would require, but to know that they're coming in here fighting each day is just something, I love it.
Thank you so very much. And words enough, just saying thank you, those 2 words alone are not enough for what I feel. But you have motivated me and inspired me this entire school year to become somebody even more, to help others, not just as my peers, but even adults who I see. Thank you so very much, Mr. Crispin.
For our final story of the day and the last episode of the season, we're going into the video vault and talking about Real School. We want to take some time to remember the show we've all had a blast being a part of. Real School anchor Tavion Johnson is here with more.
Well, I could totally agree. We've all had so much fun being hosts on Real School. But it's not just about us, and we're not just talking about this season. You see, Real School has been around for a while, and it's always been produced by Duval County Public Schools. At the start of each school year, producers have held auditions looking for the best and the brightest talent.
Real School starts now.
From there, you could say the rest is always history. Producers spend the year covering the stories and the events that best tell the district's story. A story you may not necessarily hear on local news, but one we've been proud to share time and time again. And that's of great students, hardworking teachers, strong leaders, and dedicated staff, all committed to making this district the best. The folks here at Real School are also pretty proud of the fact that the show has earned a number of awards at both the local and national level. I think it goes without saying we've made a lot of great memories on this show, and we want to thank all of you for your support. For Real School, I'm Tavion Johnson. Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Tavion. That's it for this episode and this season of Real School. As we go for the day, we want to leave you with a video montage highlighting the last few seasons of the show. From all of us and the producers, thank you for watching. Have a great summer.
Hey guys, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Real School. It's going to be a good day and a great show. So, let's get started. I'm starting to get a little hungry. I bet Lola has something for me to eat. Lola, do you have any food?
D'Angelo, I know where you can go. The cafeteria. Have you ever wondered how all that food gets there?
From terrific teachers to inventive engineers, for the next half hour, we've got you covered with the latest and greatest news taking place in Duval schools.
Welcome to a new episode of Real School. I'm Jacob Pinkman.
And I'm Adriana Sorensen. Here's what's ahead.
Real School reporter Jada Sevilla joins us now with the story. Jada?
Hi guys. It's not that often that elementary and middle schoolers get to learn in the same classroom. But now, thanks to a new initiative, these students made a discovery they'll never forget.
Real School reporter Jesse Rhodes is here with the story behind the celebration. Jesse?
Guys, I don't know about you, but I love a good parade. And this one has all the makings of a great one. Great floats, great students, and great spirit.
Real School reporter Jalen Gamble is here with the dish. Jalen?
Hey guys, how would you like to help decide what ends up on the menu?
From the wrestling ring to the gymnasium, hundreds of Duval County Public Schools students are taking a stand against bullying, thanks to some help from big names from the small screen. Welcome to a new episode of Real School. I'm Madeline Bryant. Real School reporter Charlotte Rogers is here now with today's top story.
Madeline, looks like a little star power went a long way with these students.
How many of us can say by the time we graduate high school, we will have logged over 40 actual flight hours? Well, guess what? Students who complete this program will be able to.
What makes this story even more impressive is that students aren't even coming to the dentist is coming to them.
Just picture yourself inside of your school gym. The crowd is cheering, the music is playing, and you are the star of the show.
We're talking about plays as easy as a point and a click and strokes on a keyboard. And just like that, students are ready to kick off their future.
Here at Real School, we wanted to learn more about the new construction academy at APR.
And explore education, all at a one-stop shop dedicated to Duval. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Nowak.